Let's talk email newsletters for real estate agents. It can feel kind of overwhelming, right? But it really doesn't have to. And actually, when done right, it can be one of the most simple and effective pieces of marketing for your real estate business. By the end of this video, you are going to know everything that you need to in order to effectively and confidently send email newsletters that your clients are actually going to look forward to. Let's get into it. And hey, if we haven't met yet, I'm Stephanie, and I am a real estate agent and a coach. I help other real estate agents just like you implement really simple strategies and systems like these in their real estate businesses so that their businesses actually work for them. Nice, right? Stick around because in this video, I am going to walk you through some really simple tips and insights that have helped other agents in my coaching program, the Market Authority Academy, absolutely master sending newsletters with ease. And even if you're a little bit afraid of tech or this is something new and you don't want to mess it up, so you're overwhelmed, don't let that stop you. I actually want to share a little bit of Sean's experience from the Market Authority Academy and how she was able to make this something that became a no-brainer for her real estate biz. After the workshop where I taught real estate agents on this process, specifically in the Market Authority Academy, Sean decided to take what felt like a really big, overwhelming project and actually got it done in the span of just a couple of hours, spread out over a couple of days. That way she didn't feel overwhelmed by taking on a huge chunk of time and instead broke it down into manageable tasks that she could easily fit into her busy schedule. She said, "Done is better than perfect. Now that my template is built, it'll only take me 20 to 30 minutes a month going forward to send out this email newsletter. This is something that I can easily hand off to a VA, but for now, it's totally manageable for me." Beautiful. That is what a really effective system in any kind of marketing and lead generation for your real estate business needs to feel like. Sean didn't let overwhelm hold her back, and neither should you. Let's get into some of the things that I want you to know about your most effective email newsletter system. Step one, let's talk a little bit of like what we're using an email newsletter for. This is what you need to know. Your email newsletter is kind of like a secret weapon to staying top of mind when you do it right. Email newsletters can go real wrong real fast. They need to be really simple and sent to basically anyone you know who has given you their email. So a really effective email newsletter is all about creating value here. Okay, we don't want to include pages and pages of text and information and links that go all over the place. We want to include something that is easy to read in 5 minutes or less that is going to reliably get delivered to your client's inbox. You're going to use your email newsletter and send it once a month to share helpful market updates, home improvement tips, seasonal maintenance tips and ideas for your local homeowners, and my personal favorite, personal stories that are happening in your real estate business. What I even love to do, and I'll give you a few bonus tips on how to do this really easy at the end of this video, is share a little bit of what challenges I have helped my clients currently overcome. The best way that you can share marketing is through stories of real things that are happening in your real estate business. And if you say, well, Stephanie, I'm a new agent and I'm not really working with a lot of clients, perfect. Talk about that process. Talk about what you are doing to help clients currently or what you are doing to find new clients currently. Let your audience see the journey of starting up your new business. That way you get total buy-in from the people who are watching your journey. Hey, really quickly, it's 2025 and we are doing things differently this year. No more flying by the seat of your pants or feeling overwhelmed by all the moving parts in your business. Whether you have been in real estate for 4 months or 25 years, I know that you're ready for a change. At the Market Authority Academy, we help agents just like you, agents who feel stuck juggling client follow-ups, leads, and marketing without clear systems in place. Whether it's organizing your processes, creating a plan for consistent lead flow, or finally getting control of your time, we have got you covered, my friend. This is your year to turn your hard work into a business that allows you to stay organized, stay professional, and stay in control. Book your free strategy session today. The link is in the description of this video. Let's make 2025 the year your business works for you. Okay, so now you might be thinking, okay, so helpful tips, value, sure, but when am I sending this and how often do I actually need to do this to be effective? Here's the answer to that. It's pretty straightforward. Consistency is going to be key here. I like to schedule my email newsletter for the third Thursday of each month and just stay consistent with it. That way it's going to be predictable for your clients and it's also going to be predictable for you. I find that the third Thursday of each month is kind of like the perfect window of time. There tends to not be any crazy holidays happening on a third Thursday of a given month. For example, even this month when I'm filming this, the third Thursday is tomorrow and it's a week before Christmas. That's kind of a sweet spot, right? You're sending it right when people are starting to unplug from work, but before they're completely shut off for the holiday. And you only need to send an email newsletter once a month. There's a lot of other kinds of marketing that you can include in this that I would not count as an email newsletter. If you're sending other emails, maybe sending like a new listing out to your database to try to like get exposure for it, I would not count that as an email newsletter. An email newsletter is kind of like a diary entry of what's happening in your business and in the market for that month specifically. Now let's get on to the third thing that you need to know. Who is getting on the list for the email newsletter? Who are we sending this to? Again, I kind of mentioned this already, but you're sending this email newsletter to anyone and everyone who has said, sure, you can email me. This is going to include basically everyone in your life, including any random leads that you haven't even worked with yet. So I'll just kind of like go off of an exhaustive list because a lot of times I get like clarifying questions that feel a little redundant. So anyone on your holiday list, friends, family, colleagues, coworkers, anyone who like would not be super yucked out if you sent them an email, they can get an email newsletter. You can also send this to open house leads who are unresponsive, internet leads who are unresponsive, people who have opted in to anything that you've tried to share before on social media. If you have a list of old leads who never like did anything with you, who maybe went unresponsive, again, same with your open house leads, throw them in there. Basically, anyone in your world, this is like the blanket piece of marketing that everyone gets. Because remember, this is just a value add, not a straight up sales. So like what you're doing is just sharing informative tips that most people should be happy to receive. Now, I will kind of just put a caveat here. The first time you send your email newsletter, what's going to happen is you are going to have people who are going to unsubscribe right away. That's okay. You might even have like friends and family who unsubscribe who you're like, oh, say it ain't so. But this is just kind of part of it. If you feel so compelled, send them a quick text, see what like missed the mark, or if they even realized that they were unsubscribing from your email newsletter, you can do that. But don't take it personally. And I would actually recommend you expect to people to unsubscribe from your email newsletter the first time you send it. It should not be more than like 10% of the list. If it's more than 10% of the list that you send it out to, then you have a red flag. But if it's like 4 or 5 people, expect that. Okay, now the final point that I want to get to is what is going to go in your email newsletter. I want to go a little bit more in detail into this. Like, how are we putting it together? What exactly are we including it? So for me, I have a template that I've set up that I use. And if you're watching this and you're in Market Authority, you have all of this. Okay, so go to that section in the curriculum and go get all of that, those resources. But we have a pretty simple template that we use that includes the same thing every month. We start with kind of like a nice message from me saying, hey, how's it going? Happy December, whatever is going on. And then we include some very high level market data. That means like the most basic of the basic market data that you can get. It should be no more than 3 lines. If you have more comprehensive market data and commentary that you want to share, or maybe you've put together a report that you're distributing, have that as a link that they can click and open it if they would like to explore more. But do not have a giant section of your email newsletter all market data. This is how mine looks. And then you might go a step further and do something that's like straight up fun, fluffy value add. This might be seasonal events that are happening in your area. One thing that I love to do is actually to link to my most popular Instagram post of the month. And I choose one that is specifically like a personal post or something fun that we did locally. For example, if we went on the local Christmas Polar Express train and took our kids on a really fun trip, that post, I would be sharing that with my clients so that, again, they can remember that, oh, the Lugos are human and real people. We should be extra nice to them. That kind of thing is like definitely appropriate to place here if you feel comfortable sharing that kind of content. The key here is to make it short and sweet. They should not be scrolling and scrolling and scrolling to get to the bottom of this email newsletter. Again, this needs to be less than a 5-minute read, ideally around a 2-minute lead. And your question might be, well, like, why would we make it so short if we're not going to include all the information that we have that we want to share with them? Well, the idea is to make it so easy for them to open it that they continue to open it, they get a quick dopamine hit, and then they move on with their day. This is what's going to help you stay top of mind, keep people from unsubscribing. And what happens with a lot of email newsletters is if you are including too many links, it actually will get flagged as spam and kicked out and not delivered anyway. Keep it short and sweet. That's like the golden rule. Now, you might want to know how to do your email newsletter. This is the last tip that I have for you, just some like pro tips on actually getting this done. And if this is helpful so far, will you let me know in the comments? Just say so helpful, or even better yet, like this video and subscribe to this channel. Those two things specifically tell me that this is really great, valuable content, and it signals to me that I need to make more of this content. Go ahead and do that for me, please. Really helpful for me to know how this is landing for you. But if you do have any questions and if something's not landing for you, let me know in the comments too, so I can get back to you and help you out. Now let's talk about like the specifics of actually putting this email newsletter together. What are we using? How are we going to make this happen? So you can use any email newsletter client. And what that means is like a MailChimp, a Flowdesk, right? Any kind of situation like that that is specific to email marketing campaigns you want to sign up for. I have recently left MailChimp after years and years and years of using MailChimp and gone to Flowdesk. I have a link that you can check it out in the description below, and you'll actually get 50% off your first year if you want to try it out. I find Flowdesk to be so simple, so easy to use, very simple to navigate. And here's what I did. I went into Flowdesk. I created one email template for the month and had a lot of help with this from Karen Ann in the Market Authority Academy. This is like one of her just areas where she shines. She's really good at this stuff too. So we put together a monthly template that we can use. And all you have to do is go into that template and every month just duplicate it and create a new one for that month. You can switch out any of the colors if you want something seasonal. Like let's say when it comes to like March or April, you want like springy, fresh colors. So you kind of tailor it to be seasonal in that way. Make any changes, but just make the one email newsletter template in Flowdesk. And then once a month on the third Thursday, you're going to copy it. You're going to switch out any of the information that needs to be switched out, and you're going to send it. And that is it. How are you feeling about long videos versus shorter videos? By the way, also let me know in the comments. That would be really helpful. As you can see, we're playing a little bit around with the content that I'm putting out here, and I want to make sure that this is landing for you. And so there's a lot of ways that I can take this conversation and go a little further. I would consider this like an email newsletter 101. Here's what we talked about. We talked about what are we going to use this for, like what's the function of a newsletter. Number 2, when to send it and how often. Number 3, who's getting the email newsletter. And number 4, what goes in the email newsletter. Maybe now you have questions of like, well, how are we going to get the emails? How are we going to integrate it with our CRM? How are we going to use email marketing in different ways in real estate? You tell me where we need to take the conversation. Let me know in the comments what you would like to see as like a part 2 to this video. But otherwise, as an email newsletter 101 for real estate agents, I hope that this kind of got the creative juices flowing and started giving you ideas on how to make this happen. Again, I gave you some sneak peeks on how I do this in Flowdesk, but if you want a closer look on anything specifically, let me know. But I hope that you see with all these tips, this is not so complicated right up front. If you just break this down into a couple of different little stepping stones, you'll get this going in no time. You can see how a lot of other market authority agents have implemented this system into their real estate business and seen dividends from it. So if you're ready to dive deeper and switch from like one-off marketing and lead generation strategies and actually adopt a consistent system for lead generation and marketing in your real estate business that is going to yield consistent results like closings every month and having predictability and when you're going to get paid, then this is the stuff that you need to be focusing on. And this is exactly what I help real estate agents master in the Market Authority Academy. So to start, what you can actually do is book a complimentary discovery call or a strategy call, whatever you want to call it, where you'll hop on a Zoom call with me. We'll look into your business and see what you're working on now and what challenges are holding you back. And I'll give you some advice on what I would do if I were in your shoes and how you should navigate forward. And if you want my help in doing that with the coaching program, Market Authority Academy, we can talk about it during that time too. And hey, I want you to stick around. So be sure to hit subscribe to this channel and hit the bell notification icon because next week, you're not going to want to miss what we have coming up. I'm inviting you behind the scenes for a live podcast recording with my personal mindset coach, Camille Rose Taylor. We are diving into the mindset shifts that you need to thrive in real estate and beyond. Trust me, you do not want to miss that. So again, be sure to hit subscribe to this channel, hit that bell notification icon so that you are notified when that episode drops next week. Okay, Lots of information today. Hope this helped. Let me know if it does and send it to someone who needs to see it. Thanks so much as always for tuning in. Until next time, keep on crushing it.